Everybody's excited about having 3 plants going. We need to get as much gold as we can, but I don't think they've taken into consideration that I'm a one-man operation.
Parker Schnabel's massive 3-plant gamble is pushing his operation to the brink. The young mining boss is aiming for 10,000 ounces, but his plan has created a horrific bottleneck. The pressure is falling on one man, gold guru Chris Doumitt. Doumitt is a one-man operation trying to do the work of 3, and he's reached his breaking point. The coffee and cigars aren't working anymore.
Right now, I don't think all the coffee and the cigars in the world is going to help. And if I create a bottleneck, it's going to jam up everything. It's going to cause horrific problems.
Now, Chris can't take it anymore, forcing Parker to make a massive sacrifice that could either save his season or destroy his relationship with his crew, the one-man bottleneck. In the frozen north, the hunt for gold is a brutal numbers game. And this season, Parker Schnabel is playing the biggest game of his life. He's launched a massive 3-pronged attack to get more gold. He is running 3 different wash plants in 3 different locations: Big Red, Roxanne, and good old Bob. Everyone on the crew is excited. They see 3 plants running and dream of stacking massive gold bars. But the thing nobody tells you is that this entire multi-million-dollar gamble rests on the shoulders of one single person.
Thank you for finding us a home. I know you're taking off to Brazil, so good luck on that and stay safe.
You see, all the concentrate from those 3 giant plants has to be cleaned in the gold room. And the gold room, well, that's Chris Doumitt. He's a one-man operation. And as the sluice boxes fill up, the pressure is falling squarely on him. What many overlooked is the sheer logistics of this. It's not just a quick cleanup. It's an overwhelming physical job. We see Chris on his way to Roxanne for yet another sluice box cleanup. He looks tired. To put it mildly, he looks completely spent. He admits that right now, he doesn't think all the coffee and all the cigars in the world are going to help him. The veteran is being stretched thinner than ever before. The schedule is relentless. He did Big Red yesterday. He's doing Roxanne today. He has to do Bob's tomorrow. It just doesn't stop. It's too much.
I'm not getting any younger. My back's not getting any better. It's too much.
The problem is simple. If he can't keep the plants clean, they have to shut down. Why have a 3rd plant if you can't even keep it clean? If Chris creates a bottleneck, and he knows he's about to, it's going to jam up everything. It will cause, in his own words, horrific problems. This is awful, physical work. Chris isn't a young man anymore. He's hauling heavy hoses, shoveling concentrate, and managing the water tables. He's the first to say it. He's not getting any younger, and his back is not getting any better. The physical toll is immense. A single set of miner's moss and mats from a sluice run can weigh over 50 pounds when wet and loaded, and he has to handle dozens of them over and over. This isn't just about feeling tired. This is about a legend hitting a wall. Chris told Parker he would stay on the job until one of 2 things happened. Either it wasn't fun anymore, or he couldn't do it anymore. The reality is crushing. They are getting very close to the "I can't do it anymore" line.
I told Parker I would stay on the job until either it's not fun anymore or I can't do it anymore.
Crew split across 3 sites and chasing a 10,000-ounce goal. But he doesn't see an alternative. This isn't sustainable. This isn't mining. It's just survival. And Chris Doumitt is about to admit defeat. He has to confront Parker, but what can the boss even do? Parker's hardest decision. Chris finds Parker, and the tension is immediate. Chris isn't just tired, he's defeated. He lays it all out for his boss. He gestures to the processed gold from Big Red, then points to the concentrates from Roxanne sitting on the truck, ready to be processed. Then he reminds Parker that Bob's cleanup is scheduled for tomorrow. He looks Parker in the eye and delivers the bad news. He just can't keep up. You see, Chris is a loyal guy. He's been with Parker for years. He hates, in his words, whining and complaining. But this isn't complaining. This is just reality. He tells Parker that with 2 plants, he could manage. He could make it work. But the operations are scattered all over the claim. Bob's is one way, Red's is the other. It's a logistical nightmare. He gives Parker the bottom line. I can't do 3. Parker has a problem. He knows Chris is right. But the thing nobody tells you about being the boss is that every solution creates a new problem. He's willing to lose people from the field to help. But he needs someone Chris trusts. He asks the veteran who comes to mind. Chris's first pick, Damien. Parker shuts that down instantly. That's not happening. Damien is too critical elsewhere. Chris's second pick, Tomo. Parker agrees Tomo would be great, really good even, but he's too busy. He's essential where he is. The options are running out. The pressure is mounting. Then, Chris says a name that changes everything. Tatiana, maybe? The look on Parker's face says it all. This is a huge ask. Tatiana isn't just an operator. She's one of their top operators. She's a pro, precise and efficient. She moves massive amounts of dirt and does it right. Taking her out of the field would be a massive blow to production. Parker knows his foremen, Mitch and Tyson, are not going to be happy if Tatiana comes out of the field. They'll be losing one of their best. This is the sacrifice. Parker has to choose between feeding the plants and cleaning the gold. One choice starves the operation. The other floods the gold room. Chris, seeing Parker hesitate, hits him with the one thing that will force a decision. He looks at his boss, completely worn out, and says, "Well, it's not fun anymore." That's the code. That's the signal. It's the "I'm done" warning. Chris even implies he might just leave. That's a line Parker cannot let him cross. He can't lose his gold guru. Parker makes the call. He's not allowed to retire. They'll take Tatiana. The relief on Chris's face is instant. He thanks his boss, saying this will help tremendously. He can finally breathe a little bit. He can start training her up. Parker has made the sacrifice. Parker gave up one of his best. The question is, was it the right call? A new hope. Parker's decision sends an immediate ripple through the operation. Tatiana, one of the most skilled rock truck drivers and equipment operators on the crew, is pulled from the cut and reassigned to the gold room. For Parker, it's a painful sacrifice. He's now down a good operator. But for Chris Doumitt, it's a lifeline. Chris immediately starts training his new apprentice. And the thing is, Tatiana is a perfect choice. Parker calls her a good call. Chris agrees. He says, she gets it. And what many overlooked is what getting it really means in the gold room. It's not just washing dirt. The gold room is a place of science and precision. Chris needs somebody who is doing it the way it's supposed to be done, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. He's talking about the hundreds of little things that make or break a gold cleanup. We're talking about managing water pressure, knowing how to clear the mats without losing fine gold, understanding the specific gravity that separates the heavy gold from the lighter sands. A tiny mistake, a little too much water, or a mat cleaned too quickly can send thousands of dollars in microscopic gold flakes washing right out with the tailings. When you're processing hundreds of ounces, a 1% loss isn't just a rounding error, it's a disaster. Tatiana is a fast learner. She's used to the high-stakes, high-pressure environment of the cut, but this is a different kind of pressure. It's meticulous, it's careful. And as Chris walks her through the process, you can see the veteran's stress finally melting away. He has help. He has someone he can trust, but not all things are what they seem. While Chris is finally able to breathe, Parker is feeling the squeeze. He put a bandage on the gold room, but he opened a wound in the field. His crew is now working harder to make up for their lost operator. Parker's big three-plant gamble is still running, but it's now officially shorthanded. The entire operation is now balanced on this new dynamic. Tatiana has to master the gold room fast, and the field crew has to feed the plants without their star player. The pressure is on. Now it's time to see if the sacrifice actually paid off. Shattering the record. This is the moment of truth. It's time for the gold weigh. In the small, cramped confines of the gold room, the air is thick, not just with dust, but with anticipation. This is the moment where the numbers, and only the numbers, will tell the story. This is the point of no return. This is where Parker Schnabel finds out if his massive, season-defining gamble was a brilliant masterstroke or a critical, costly mistake. The gamble was huge. To keep his operation running, he was forced to sacrifice one of his best operators, taking them off a vital machine. He did it to save his gold room veteran, Chris Doumitt, and to run 3 separate wash plants across his scattered claims. It was a logistical nightmare from day one. A constant, screaming headache of moving crews, fueling machines, and putting out fires hundreds of miles apart. Now, the crew gathers. They file in, one by one, their boots heavy on the wooden floor. The mood is tense. Exhaustion is etched on every face. They haven't just been working, they've been warring against time, distance, and breakdowns. Parker's highest weekly gold haul so far this season, a number that felt monumental at the time, was 303 ounces. With 3 plants burning diesel round the clock, he's not just hoping to beat that number, he's hoping to obliterate it. He needs a figure big enough to justify the chaos. But after all the drama, all the stress, all the flat tires, and all the desperate, crackling radio calls between 3 scattered sites, nobody knows what to expect. The whole week teeters on this single moment. Chris and Tatiana, the keepers of the gold, bring out the week's haul in separate containers. The first pan is up. This is from Big Red, the plant that's been sitting at the difficult bridge cut. Chris, methodical as ever, pours the fine gold onto the scale. The crew leans in. The digital display flickers to life. The numbers start to climb. 10, 20, 40, 70. The climb slows, stutters, and then stops. The final weight is 74.9 ounces. A heavy silence lands in the room. Parker looks down, his jaw tight. He is not impressed. "What a pain in the ass," he mutters, loud enough for everyone to hear. All that work, all that fuel, all those man-hours, for just 75 ounces. It's a disaster. To put it mildly, this is a terrible start. The first leg of his 3-plant gamble has fallen flat. The pressure instantly triples. Chris moves to the second container. This one is from Roxanne, the plant that was sluicing the Dominion long cut. This container looks better, it feels heavier. Chris pours the second batch. This time, the scale responds differently. The numbers don't crawl, they fly. The scale flies past 50, 90, 110, 180, 200. The crew lets out a collective nervous breath. It finally settles. 207.4 ounces. That's more like it. A low whistle cuts the tension. Combined with Big Red, they are at almost 283 ounces. Parker does the quick math in his head. He nods, slightly. "We're almost at 1 wash plant's worth," he notes. The mood lifts, but only slightly. It's better, but it's still not the massive blowout number he needs to justify the 3-plant nightmare. They are still 20 ounces short of their season record, and they've already weighed 2/3 of their operation. Everything is riding on the final plant. Good old Bob, stationed way over at Ken and Stewart's ground. This is the plant Parker has the highest hopes for. This is the pay dirt he believed in. He was expecting 300 ounces a week from this plant alone. Now he needs it to perform. Chris brings out the last container. He has to brace himself to lift it. It's heavy. He approaches the scale. He tips the container. It's not a pour. It's a golden avalanche. A thick stream of glittering pay hits the pan. The scale rockets up. 80, 130, 170. It screams past the totals from the other 2 plants. 230, 260, and then it blows past the record. 300. The room is dead silent. The numbers finally stop. A massive 303.7 ounces. Parker is stunned. His jaw is slack. He just stares at the scale. They almost had a 600-ounce week. They do the math. The grand total for the week is 586 ounces. 586. It's Parker's best cleanup all season, by a mile. It's not just a new record, it's a new standard. It's worth almost $1.5 million. The gamble worked, the sacrifice paid off, the chaos was worth it. Chris Doumitt is saved, and Parker Schnabel is $1.5 million richer. Parker made the sacrifice and it paid off big. But was pulling Tatiana the right call, or just a short-term fix that will cause problems later? Let us know your thoughts. Like and subscribe.